Welcome to the MicroMolar podcast, Biotech Headlines Series, your daily rundown on the biggest news in biotech. Today is April 9th, 2026.
Let's get right into today's headlines.
The FDA budget fight is becoming a biotech competitiveness issue, with Marty Makary and the Trump administration pushing faster development as part of a broader strategy against China. At stake is whether U.S. drug development becomes faster and more industry-friendly.
Gilead is still feeding its post-deal-making pipeline, this time paying Chimera $45 million to pull a preclinical cancer degrader fully in-house. Gilead is done talking about diversification and is now actively stocking the shelves beyond HIV.
Roche is betting on degrader antibody conjugates with $20 million upfront to C4 Therapeutics and over $1 billion in milestones. DACs are emerging as a serious oncology modality.
Avalyn is trying to test the IPO window with a raise aimed at pushing inhaled lung drugs into Phase 3. This is a live read on whether biotech investors are truly reopening the market for late-stage development names.
The White House is escalating pharma trade pressure with a new order targeting countries without trade deals using 100% drug tariffs. This could impact pricing, supply chains, and manufacturing.
China AI biotech Ilux is ramping up fast, hiring former AstraZeneca scientist Maria Belvisi as CSO while aiming to reach the clinic in 2027. This signals that China's AI biotech ecosystem is still attracting global talent and thinking aggressively about speed.
European investor Jito has raised a $1.2 billion fund to help private biotechs stay private longer. It gives later-stage companies more control over their timelines.
FHRMA is heading for a leadership transition, with longtime CEO Steve Ubel set to step down by year-end. This comes at a moment when pharma is dealing with tariffs, pricing pressure, and a more volatile policy environment.
Sidewinder raised $137 million to advance bispecific ADCs for hard-to-treat solid tumors. Investors continue to back next-generation ADC approaches.
A first-of-its-kind international childhood cancer trial using the immune system is now enrolling patients, according to a Biospace item surfaced today. Truly international cell therapy efforts remain relatively rare.
Advanced therapy manufacturing is getting a very clear message. Automation and collaboration are no longer optional if the field wants to scale. It is often the difference between a cell or gene therapy staying niche or becoming commercially real.
Novartis plans to expand its heart disease and cancer access programs from 11 to over 30 countries by 2030. Big Pharma is using access programs to build long-term presence in underserved markets.
Innovent's CDMO arm just got the green light to produce biologics at a major Chinese plant. That matters because manufacturing approvals are a real signal of scale, and China keeps strengthening its position as both a development and production base.
A Claudin 18.2 CAR-T is being positioned as the first CAR-T therapy for solid tumors to become available in China. If that rollout sticks, it would mark an important milestone for a field that has spent years trying to prove CAR-T can break out beyond blood cancers.
Leeds Biolabs moved its PDL1/41BB bispecific into expansion in first-line biliary tract cancer after encouraging early results. Early momentum stands out in a tough cancer setting.
Vanda is launching a clinical study around a very current problem, preventing vomiting caused by GLP-1 drugs. SD effect management is becoming its own mini-market as obesity drug use expands.
Fortress Biotech and Cyprium have agreed to sell a priority review voucher for $205 million. PRV pricing is still a useful signal for how much strategic value big buyers place on regulatory speed.
Nanalysis reported improving sequential performance in the fourth quarter. This is the kind of earnings update investors watch when the market is rewarding operational discipline again.
A newly highlighted Lyme disease paper is calling for urgent work on possible mother-to-child transmission during pregnancy.
Fierce Biotech is calling LP-Pro-A the next molecule gold rush, with advocates arguing its commercial upside could rival obesity. If the biology holds up, cardiovascular drug development could be headed for its next mega category.
Hims & Hers appears to be de-escalating its GLP-1 fight with Novo Nordisk by limiting compounding and carrying Novo's branded products. This shows how fast the direct-to-consumer is evolving.
Icon Therapeutics is reportedly filing for an IPO, testing the biotech market rebound. Actual filings will show whether the IPO window is truly reopening.
That's all of the headlines for today. Visit micromolar.com for more information. See you tomorrow.